Flosstube. My name is Becca, and I'm SamBrie Stitches here on Flosstube and on Instagram. Welcome to another special edition of Interview with the Flosstuber. Today, I have a super special guest, my friend Jennifer. She is stitching in the bluegrass on Flosstube. I really, really love her channel because she's always so cheerful and smiling and has such beautiful projects. So whenever I'm kind of down in the dumps, her channel is one of the best ones to go to watch. So how are you doing today, Jennifer?
I'm good. That was so sweet of you to say.
Well, it was 100% true. I love your channel.
I feel the same about you. I love how you show I like when you do the patterns, the charts, like for all your patriotic charts or all your Easter charts.
Oh, the pattern parades? Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I think that's so much fun.
Oh,
but I'm doing great. You can see the weather is beautiful today. It is not humid. It's not hot. It's like perfect June weather.
Yeah, I'm so jealous because you have the beautiful weather. We talked about this, and it's pouring down rain, so I'm inside today. So we're opposite.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll get it tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope so. It's supposed to clear up, so we'll see. All right, so let's jump into some questions. The first one is, why did you start a Flosstube, and were there any particular motivations?
Okay, so last year I started stitching again. It had been a while. Can you hear the weed eater?
No, you're good. Yeah.
Okay. So it's so pretty here. Everybody is out. So I started stitching again with my mom, and we saw the StitchCon. Like right when we started stitching, StitchCon was like happening.
Okay.
So I just wanted to get connected to other stitchers, and I saw, oh, sorry.
You're fine. The wind.
The wind. So I saw, you know, people doing floss tubes, and I'm like, I want to be connected to someone that enjoys the same thing that I enjoy. You know, that when you get older, I'm 40 something, you get older and you kind of, I'm a military brat. I've moved around a lot. So I don't have those childhood friends. I have friends that are all over, and it's nice to connect with others that enjoy the same thing that you enjoy. So
Yeah.
That's basically why I did it, just to find people of like interests.
This community is absolutely amazing. I say it all the time. It is.
I got goosebumps right now because I totally agree. Like everybody is so nice, and there's not another craft that I have been in that is this kind and caring. And like, I'm in Kentucky, you're clear on the other side of the country, and we connected. Like, I just think that's so cool.
I know. And I keep saying that, like, because if it wasn't for the virus, you know, the virus is horrible, but if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have met all these people. I probably wouldn't be doing these interviews. I wouldn't be hosting like the Zoom meetings, because you don't think about that until you're in that situation.
Right.
And it's just amazing, the technology of being able to finally talk to you, even though I feel like I know you via like your videos and everything. So yeah, I get it. Right. It's absolutely amazing.
It is.
So the next question is a subscriber question, and they're just looking for Flosstubers that have a blog. So do you have one?
I don't. Number one, I don't have a computer.
That makes it a little difficult.
Yeah. But no, I don't. I follow some, you know, like I will, if they're on Flosstube and they have a blog listed, you know, I will check it out, because there's a lot of Flosstubers that do, and I think it's a great thing. I just don't have that access.
Yeah, I don't have the time.
No.
Like they're a lot of work, but yeah, that's why I ask it in every interview, so that way people can start to get a list of different blogs that are out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next question is, how did you learn to stitch, and how long have you been stitching?
So back when I was, we lived in Germany, so I was like probably middle school, I guess. And my mom learned to cross stitch, and she was doing flags for the troop barracks.
Oh, cool.
So different flags. So she started cross stitching that way, and I did a little bit with her, you know, but I was like, this is boring. You know, I'm in middle school. It just didn't click with me yet.
Yeah.
And then so I guess I'd probably say back in high school is when I started stitching, and I did a lot of projects, and I did them for my mom or my aunt, or, you know, I gave a lot of them away. My mom still has a lot of them. And then I kind of fizzled out again and started just doing other crafts and learning different things. And then, like I said, about a little over a year ago, I asked my mom, I was like, I think I want to start cross stitching again. And this is before I knew anything about Flosstube, or I think I saw something on Pinterest that I really liked.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, okay, I'll cross stitch with you. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So, because I crocheted a lot and she wouldn't crochet with me. She's like, I've done a bunch of that already. You know, she's a quilter, so she likes to quilt. So anyway, so I guess mom kind of inspired me. You know, she's been crafting since she was in high school, like in a little bit of this. And I guess she just passed it along, which I think is great because, you know, our grandparents crafted, my dad's mom crafted.
Yep.
So it's good to be able to work with our hands and make something.
Yeah, it also helps you get through a lot too, just being able to do something and make something.
Absolutely.
For sure. So, what is your favorite project that you've stitched?
Oh, it's funny that you asked because I brought it out here with me.
Yay!
So it's not that elaborate, but it's most special to me. It's like my most special one because, like I said, I was a military brat and I was a military wife before. And this is a Kathy Barrick piece, and it says, "I will keep home in my heart everywhere I go."
Oh, I love that sentiment. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that frame. That frame is gorgeous.
Thanks.
Wow.
So, yeah. I just really love it. And, you know, as many places as we traveled,
yeah,
it was the perfect, like you said, it's just a sweet sentiment. And so and I just stitched it on, it's a hand-dyed Ada.
Nice. Ada.
So, yeah, girl, I'll stitch on anything.
Yeah, that is absolutely gorgeous. Kathy Barrick's patterns are just beautiful. I know, I think you're a big fan of a lot of her patterns, so one of her top fans.
Yes, I always have a Kathy Barrick piece going.
That's awesome.
I just love it because it's so it's like folk art to me. Like
I could see that.
It's not primitive. It's not modern. It's whimsical and fun, and I don't know.
Yeah, I could totally see that in her patterns for sure.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy most about stitching?
The relaxing bit of it.
Like stitching part?
Yeah, I do love to get things finished, but I don't have to frame and finish everything.
Mm-hmm.
I like the motion, you know, the
process of it, just sit and make the X's and
I think that's the same when I crochet, you know, that it's just a repetitive motion. It's relaxing. It calms me. It keeps me, you know, focused and not my brain going every which way.
Yep, it has the same effect on me. The stitching, I don't crochet, but the stitching does, yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite genre of book or movie?
I had a hard time thinking about this. I do like young adult books because when I like to read, I think Janet Jabber said this, but it's like I just want to read a story. Mm-hmm. Like I just want I don't need a lot of detail. I don't need a lot of like doctorate things and scientific things. I just want to read a story.
Yeah.
So, but my favorite book is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak.
Oh, wow.
And it's about the concentration camps and the little girl, and you know, she's hiding people, and but it's a young adult book. You know, it's not. It's I like the mystery, suspense, young adult. Like, I like it all. I don't think I have a favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say young adult has been a pretty popular answer through the interviews too. It's just a nice genre to sit and just read without, you know, having to get too far into it or like in depth and just relaxing. So yeah,
I don't want to read 3 chapters and not know anything yet, and
right.
all they're talking about is people.
Right.
Like, get on with it.
Yep. So that leads into what fictional place would you most like to go?
Stars Hollow from the Gilmore Girls. So it's my favorite show. I watch it every year, the whole season.
Oh, nice.
I want to go there. I want to go to Luke's Diner and have coffee and go to the little candy shop up the road. Like, I want to go there. I want to go there so bad.
That does sound pretty amazing. Nice little getaway for sure.
Yes.
So if you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be?
I don't know what it would be, but I would want to be surrounded by my family. Like, family to me is so important, and I have a great connection with my aunts and uncles and my cousins. We all grew up together. We even ended up stationed in Germany at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So that was really cool. So they all live at the lake where my mom lives. So I guess maybe just a nice day at the lake with, you know, my family.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, just out on the boat, maybe do a little fishing. So
that sounds good, especially now since you haven't really got to have too much family time the past week.
I know.
So, yeah. Totally.
I know we're all missing them.
Yeah, for sure. I know we touched on this a little bit, but do you have any other hobbies besides cross stitch?
Just crocheting, and I do like to do like paper crafts, like cards or like junk journals or things like that. But I'll do anything. Like, I did a little bit of wool embroidery. I'm like you, and I'm just learning how to sew and use my sewing machine.
Yeah.
So
me and my sewing machine are at odds right now.
Put it in the corner. Yeah, put it in the corner and then let it out.
Definitely in the corner. Yeah. But
funny. Yeah, I mean, if it involves crafts, I'll do it. Like, if it's something that interests me, I'll try it. I just think it's fun, like I said, to make things with your hands. I'm sure we can all agree with that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Anything that can keep you busy and you're using creative outlets, yeah.
Yeah.
So, how would your friends describe you?
Silly. A lot of them say I'm silly, but I have heard a lot of them say that I'm very loyal. Like, I will support my friends to the end. Like, I guess I am, or I try to be a very loyal person. But I am kind of goofy and silly, and you know, you can't be so serious all the time.
Right. Yeah, those are all great traits to have, for sure.
You have to goof off.
Yep. Yeah, otherwise the world would be really boring if you didn't have fun and goof off and kind of be crazy.
That's right.
Yeah. So how do you prefer to stitch? Like hoop, Q-snap, light, that kind of stuff?
I do need good lighting because I don't have the best eyes. But I like to stitch in hand. It just depends on the fabric that I'm using. But I find myself sometimes I'll put it in my Q-snap and get it all ready, and then I'll just take it out and stitch it in hand. But I like to stitch in hand the most. It just, like I said, it just depends on the fabric.
Yeah.
But I need good lighting for sure. I do have a magnifying light that I use when I'm working with the smaller count, but I enjoy it. I think it's that rhythm of the stitching in hand that I enjoy.
Yeah, well, at least you have options and you're able to stitch in hand. I'm a Q-snap only person, so
Yeah.
That's good.
I try to use a hoop, but it feels awkward in my hands.
Yeah,
so
see, a lot of people have said that. Like a lot of people say that holding it and hand stitching makes it feel weird. Other people say hoops make it feel weird. So it's really personal preference, I suppose. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what is your favorite place that you've traveled, and did you bring stitching along with you when you went?
I did not bring stitching because at the time I wasn't stitching, but my favorite place that I have been, my favorite place in the world is Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
So it is a little surf town. It's not commercialized, but like the place that I've stayed in the same place with using the same people every time I've gone. And you can walk everywhere, and I just love it. I mean, it's just so quaint, and like you can walk, there's a pizza parlor and a coffee shop and ice cream, but it's not commercialized. So there's, you just feel like you're home.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
See, that is
yeah.
the perfect vacation, is a place that's not super packed and crowded. That's my ideal, vacation.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of crowds.
Yeah, no, me either. Me neither. So what can you not do without for your stitching? Like your favorite go-to?
Besides the obvious.
Yeah.
I do love the corner gauges.
Oh.
That show you, I didn't bring one out here, but the little squares that show you where to start, like your 2 inches or 3 inches. I do love using those because I usually start at the corner, the top left corner. So those are kind of a necessity for me.
That's neat. That's the first time that somebody said that, and I didn't even think about it. It's just like a simple little piece instead of having to sit there and count. I like that.
Right. Yeah, I do like those a lot.
Yeah. So how do you decide on what you're going to work on next?
Well, since I have many whips, I basically just thumb through them and pull the one out that, say, hasn't been stitched on in a while, or maybe is very close to being finished. So, I don't spin the wheel, or I probably should do something like that. But I just thumb through my project bags and pull out one that I just feel like stitching. It's been so pretty here the last couple of days that I've brought things outside that I can like fill in.
Yeah.
So those pieces, I've been working on a lot of those lately, just because there's not a lot of counting, and I can just sit outside and fill it in.
Nice. I've tried using a wheel. It doesn't work for me. I don't like to be told what I'm going to stitch.
Right.
I feel like, nope, not going to do that one.
Yeah. So you do like me. You just look at the ones that
kind of call to me or that need work. Yeah.
Just for whatever mood you're in that day. you know?
Yeah, and I think that's pretty common for a lot of people that I've talked to, is kind of whatever calls to them. There's no rhyme or reason to, what they stitch on. So,
Yeah.
all right, we are to our final question, and I like to save this one for the very last. And it is, what's the best thing that has happened to you so far this year?
This year?
This year, the best thing.
Okay. My husband and I celebrated our 3-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
So we've been together for 8 years, but we've been married for 3. So that was fun. And the only other thing that I could think of that was like a big thing was I hosted a stitching retreat back in February. So we had a lot of local people come, and we just spent the weekend in like this big house and just stitched and ate a lot and visited the little town down the street, and that was a lot of fun. So
yeah, I followed that whole retreat because you did like your stories and all that. And that was amazing to watch. So that's a pretty big accomplishment and for hosting a retreat. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. I think we're going to try to do it again in the fall if things, kind of settle down. But if not, we'll try next spring or next, February. I did it in February because it's such a drab month here. Like, it's just like blah, and it's not spring yet, but winter's over, and
kind of
everybody kind of gets the winter blues. So that's why I did it in February.
I think that's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to chat with me. We learned a lot about you, and it was so much fun. I'm so excited I finally get to talk to you.
I know. I think I was more nervous about that than anything. I was so excited.
It was easy.
Well, I don't mean nervous. I mean like anxious, I guess. Like I was excited to finally get to talk to you in person,
That's so cool.
So it was nice. And I love your series that you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's great. It's so much fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun to do. I get to meet people and talk with them, and then everybody seems to enjoy watching them, and it gets people more content to watch. So makes them happy. So that's the whole point. So thank you again. We're gonna say bye to everybody on Flosstube.
Bye, Flosstube.